Welcome to Module 36, Money Basics for One-Person Businesses. This is where we stop treating money like a mysterious weather pattern and start treating it like a system. A business is not healthy just because money comes in. Revenue is not the same as profit. Profit is not the same as cash flow. Cash flow is not the same as owner pay. And taxes are not a surprise party, even though a lot of people act deeply betrayed when they arrive. In this module, we are going to build your basic money awareness as a solo operator. Not because you need to become a full-time accountant, you do not, but you do need to understand the financial language of your business. A one-person empire needs skill, offers, sales, systems, and delivery, but it also needs financial clarity. Without that, you can be talented, booked, exhausted, and still broke. The goal is simple. Know what comes in, know what goes out, know what belongs to taxes, know what belongs to profit, and know what the business can actually afford. Money clarity creates power. You cannot build an empire with financial fog. This module is about understanding the basic money structure of a one-person business. We will cover the difference between revenue, expenses, profit, taxes, cash flow, and owner pay. We will also talk about why financial visibility matters, how to avoid common money leaks, and how to set up a simple monthly money tracker that keeps you grounded. The point is not to make your money system complicated. Complicated systems are cute until you ignore them for 6 months and then need emotional support to open a spreadsheet. The point is to create a system simple enough that you will actually use it. You need to know how much money came in, how much money went out, what you need to save, what you can pay yourself, and what should be reinvested. That is the foundation. A one-person business does not need corporate finance theater. It needs visibility, discipline, and clean decisions. Track the basics, protect the business, pay yourself with intelligence. Let's begin with one of the most important distinctions in business. Revenue is not profit. Revenue is the money your business brings in before expenses. If you sell a service for $5,000, that $5,000 is revenue. It feels exciting. It looks impressive. It may even make you want to buy a new chair, a new microphone, and 3 unnecessary subscriptions because suddenly you are a mogul. Slow down, Your Majesty. That money still has jobs to do. Expenses may need to be paid. Taxes may need to be saved. Tools may need to be covered. Contractors may need to be paid. Business reserves may need to be built. Profit is what remains after the business pays what it costs to operate. This matters because many solo operators make decisions based on gross income instead of real business health. Revenue tells you what came in. Profit tells you what stayed. Do not confuse motion with margin. Expenses are the costs required to run your business. Some expenses are obvious: software, website hosting, contractors, payment processing fees, equipment, marketing tools, education, subscriptions, office supplies, and professional services. Some expenses are sneaky. They hide inside your bank statement like tiny little financial raccoons. A $20 tool here, a $49 subscription there, a platform you forgot you signed up for during your I am going to optimize everything era. Expenses are not bad. Smart expenses can help you save time, improve delivery, create better work, and increase revenue. The problem is unconscious spending. You need to know what each expense does for the business. Does it save time, increase revenue, improve quality, reduce risk, support delivery, help you sell, help you serve? If it does not have a job, it may just be clutter with a receipt. A one-person empire spends with intention. Track every expense, then decide what deserves to stay. Profit is what remains after your business pays its expenses. This is the number that tells you whether the business model actually works, not whether you are busy, not whether people are clapping, not whether your Canva graphics are gorgeous enough to make a brand designer weep softly into her coffee. Profit tells the truth. A business can have high revenue and low profit if expenses are too high, pricing is too low, delivery is inefficient, or the offer requires too much time to fulfill. Profit gives you breathing room. It allows you to build reserves, reinvest strategically, pay yourself better, withstand slow months, and make decisions from strength instead of panic. Profit is not greed. Profit is oxygen. If your business does not generate profit, it cannot support the life, freedom, and stability you are building it for. Your empire needs margin. Revenue is exciting. Profit is power. Let's talk about taxes. Taxes are not optional. They are also not an emergency if you plan for them. One of the most common mistakes new business owners make is treating every dollar that hits the account like spendable money. Then tax season arrives wearing a trench coat and holding a clipboard, and suddenly everyone is shocked. Do not do this to yourself. Create a habit of setting aside a percentage of revenue for taxes. The exact percentage depends on your location, business structure, income level, and professional advice. So, this is where a qualified tax professional is your friend. But the principle is simple: do not spend tax money as if it belongs to you. It does not. Your business should have a place where tax savings are separated from operating money. This creates calm, discipline, and fewer dramatic conversations with your bank account. Plan for taxes before taxes plan your nervous breakdown. Save consistently, review regularly, get professional guidance when needed. Cash flow is the movement of money in and out of your business. A business can be profitable on paper and still feel stressed if the timing of money is messy. Maybe clients pay late. Maybe expenses hit before revenue arrives. Maybe you have a great month followed by silence. Maybe you get paid in big chunks, but your bills arrive every week like they have a personal vendetta. Cash flow is about timing. You need to know when money is expected to come in, when money is scheduled to go out, and whether the business has enough available cash to operate without panic. Cash flow helps you make practical decisions. Can you afford a tool? Can you hire support? Can you take a slower month? Can you pay yourself? Can you invest in marketing? Without cash flow visibility, every decision feels emotional. With cash flow visibility, decisions become cleaner. Cash flow is not glamorous. It is grown-up empire management. Owner pay is how the business supports you. This matters because many one-person business owners accidentally become the unpaid intern of their own empire. They bring in revenue, pay expenses, buy tools, reinvest constantly, and then tell themselves they will pay themselves when things stabilize. No, you need a plan. Owner pay does not have to be huge at first, but it should be intentional. The business exists to create value in the market and support your life. If it only supports software companies and your clients, we have a problem. Start by understanding what the business can realistically afford. Look at revenue, expenses, tax savings, reserves, and profit. Then decide how much can be paid to you consistently. This may change as the business grows. That is normal. The goal is not fantasy pay. The goal is financial leadership. You are not just building revenue. You are building a business that can sustain the operator. One of the cleanest moves you can make is separating business and personal money. When everything runs through one account, the picture gets blurry fast. Groceries sit next to client payments, subscriptions sit next to rent, business income gets mixed with personal spending, and suddenly your financial system looks like a junk drawer with a direct deposit. Separate accounts create clarity. A business account helps you see business income and expenses clearly. A tax savings account helps you protect money that is not just yours to spend. A personal account helps you manage your life without confusing it with the business. This separation also makes tracking, reporting, and decision making much easier. You do not need a complicated banking empire on day one, but you do need clean lanes. Business money has business jobs. Personal money has personal jobs. Clarity begins when the money stops living in one chaotic pile. A monthly money review is a simple appointment with the financial truth of your business. Once a month, look at what came in, what went out, what was saved for taxes, what profit remained, what you paid yourself, and what needs attention. This is not punishment. This is leadership. You are not looking at the numbers to shame yourself. You are looking at the numbers to make better decisions. Ask what created revenue this month? What expenses were useful? What expenses can be cut? What needs to be saved? What needs to be reinvested? What is the next financial priority? The review does not need to take hours. Start with 30 minutes. Light a candle if you must. Bring a beverage. Make it less like an audit and more like a meeting with the CEO, because that's what it is. A monthly money review turns avoidance into awareness, and awareness is where control begins. Your first money tracker should be simple. Track income, expenses, tax savings, profit, owner pay, and reinvestment. That is enough to start. Income tells you what came in. Expenses tell you what the business cost. Tax savings protects you from pretending the government forgot about you. Profit shows what remained. Owner pay shows you how the business supported you. Reinvestment shows what you put back into growth. Use a spreadsheet, bookkeeping tool, or financial dashboard. The tool matters less than the habit. A fancy system you do not use is not a system. It is digital decor. The goal is to create a clean monthly snapshot so you can see the health of your business at a glance. You should not need to guess whether you made money. You should know. Simple tracker, clean visibility, better decisions. Let's talk about common money mistakes. Mistake 1. Confusing revenue with profit. Mistake 2. Not saving for taxes. Mistake 3. Ignoring expenses. Mistake 4. Pricing too low. Mistake 5. Reinvesting everything without paying yourself. Mistake 6. Avoiding the numbers because they feel uncomfortable. Mistake 7. Making financial decisions based on vibes. Vibes are not a bookkeeping method. These mistakes are common because money can feel emotional. It can bring up fear, shame, pressure, excitement, avoidance, and old stories about worth. But your business needs you to become financially literate enough to lead. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to know everything. You just have to stop flying blind. Most money problems get worse in the dark. Bring the numbers into the light. Then make one cleaner decision at a time. Pricing directly affects the financial health of your business. If your prices are too low, you may need too many clients just to survive. That creates overwork, rushed delivery, lower quality, resentment, and very little margin. Low pricing can make you look accessible, but it can also trap you in a volume game your nervous system did not consent to. Your price needs to support the work required, the value created, the time involved, the complexity of delivery, your operating costs, and the profit the business needs to survive. This does not mean charging premium prices with no proof, no clarity, and no value. That is not a strategy. That is a costume. It means understanding that price is part of business design. A healthy offer should create value for the client and margin for the business. If your offer sells but drains you, the model needs work. Profit begins with pricing that respects reality. Business reserves are savings that protect your business. Reserves help you handle slow months, unexpected expenses, client delays, tax surprises, emergencies, or strategic investments without spiraling. A one person business needs reserves because your income may not be perfectly predictable. Some months are full, some months are weird. Some months act like they were assembled by a committee of gremlins. Reserves give you options. They help you say no to bad fit clients. They help you take time to improve your offer. They help you invest without panic. They help you sleep like a person instead of refreshing your bank app like it owes you an apology. Start small, build consistently. Even a modest reserve creates more stability than none. The goal is financial control, not hoarding, not fear, control. A reserve is the cushion between your business and chaos. Money clarity changes how you operate. When you know your numbers, you can make cleaner decisions about pricing, marketing, hiring, tools, reinvestment, owner pay, and capacity. You stop guessing. You stop pretending. You stop letting fear narrate the entire business. Numbers do not remove uncertainty, but they reduce unnecessary drama. If revenue is low, you know to focus on lead generation and sales. If expenses are high, you know to review spending. If profit is thin, you know to adjust pricing or delivery. If cash flow is too tight, you know to improve payment terms or build reserves. The numbers tell you where the business needs attention. That is power. You do not need to obsess over money every minute. You need a rhythm that keeps you informed. Financial clarity is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming responsible with the thing you are building. Here is your action step. Create a monthly business money tracker. Include income, expenses, tax savings, profit, owner pay, and reinvestment. Then review your last 30 days of business activity. What money came in? What money went out? What should have been saved? What did you actually keep? What did you pay yourself? What did you reinvest? Do not judge it, just look. Then choose one improvement. Maybe you need to cancel unused subscriptions. Maybe you need to set aside taxes automatically. Maybe you need to raise a price. Maybe you need to track income weekly. Maybe you need a separate account. Maybe you need to finally stop letting your money system operate like a haunted closet. Start simple. Track the money, review the money, lead the money. A one-person empire does not just make money. It manages money with intention. Build the systems, become the empire.